We are back at it again here with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. To the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all subscribers, welcome back. Here we are with MULLEN stock, Mullen Automotive Inc. doing a full transition today from the dip area to the rip area here in the after hours on 42 Vision. And MULLEN stock was not the only stock experiencing volatility and trying to push up higher. The overall market in the SPY did as well. And our SPY bot at 10:15 a.m. sent out a bull indicator, and from that moment forward, inflows crossed the midpoint to the upside, full strength there on 42 Vision, and call options went up 300% plus within hours, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 Vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots, and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. So here we are with MULLEN stock doing this full transition in today's volatility. We need to talk about the bull and bear indicators and inflow versus outflow and what it is I would watch going into next week. But before we do, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunity that was mentioned this morning over at the Discord. So the home run of the day was spectacular and beyond expectations. And if you guys want to know about these stocks early on and receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 Vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots, and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So the home run of the day was from our Tesla bot. Our Tesla bot sent out a bull indicator at 10:10 a.m. and from that moment forward, inflows crossed the midpoint to the upside, full strength there on 42 Vision, and call options went up 150% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 Vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots, and we look forward to having you join us, and we strive for opportunities like these every single day. Let's jump into these charts. So here we are with MULLEN stock, Mullen Automotive Inc. doing a full transition, as I stated earlier in the video, from the dip area into the rip area after doing a full transition yesterday from the rip area into the dip area on 42 Vision. And if this is your first time coming across the channel, this is 42 Vision, which allows us to see the dips from the rips to the dips, and where the strength and weakness lies within the charts. And we also use our bull and bear indicators and inflow versus outflow as an extra layer of confirmation, which I'm going to pull up here and you can now gain access to as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 Vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. And in today's video, I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflow indicator, which adds that extra layer of confirmation and gives us that edge within the volatility. So here we are with MULLEN stock, Mullen Automotive Inc. under the 15-minute chart frame here with a bull indicator popping up in the after hours and inflows crossing back over the midpoint today within the volatility here at around the 10-cent area and hitting a high here in the after hours so far of 10.17, right? Not that far from the pre-market highs of 10.24 and where the rejections happened yesterday here based off the 15-minute where it double topped there and it went lower. Now, we need to talk about what's going on here in the bigger picture, because on the 30-minute, we do not have the inflows back over the midpoint, but they have switched from red to green, and they've been green for the last 3 days, trying to approach closer to the midpoint here. And if it can cross over it, that strength could possibly start to reflect pretty quickly into the chart. But we are still under a bear indicator up here since the 13-cent area, where it rejected the next morning in the pre-market and opening bell, and things pulled down pretty fast to the 10-cent area. So that bear indicator needs to get canceled with a possible bull indicator. We talked about this in yesterday's video, and we hit the white with red border area once again after hitting it on Monday and Tuesday, right in the after hours and pre-market. Yesterday we reached it, and today we're pulling away from it again, but not that far from it. But the lowest point was 9-cent area. So I'm going to share with you guys what are the key levels I would watch going into next week and how crucial these inflow versus outflows will be moving forward. Because when you zoom out and we look at this from the 1 hour, we could see here how things have been red all this time, right? The last time inflows actually crossed over, it was last year in October when Fintel data and Ortex data was showing that shorts seemed to have been covering because the short interest was going lower while the stock was going higher, right? When it went from around 20 cents all the way up to the 40-cent area, pulled back to the 30-cent area, and pulled up to highs here of 64 cents, hitting highs here of inflows on the 1 hour chart of 0.15. Now, on the 1 hour, we have been under a bear indicator here since up here at around the area of 13 cents as well. But the outflows have been dominating all throughout the volatility that we've seen throughout this year, right? Every single time we went up in previous videos, I talked about how these inflows need to cross over. If not, within the volatility, we would see things pull right back down like it did because those inflows never crossed. Now, within the movement, there could have been some shorts getting squeezed out of positions, but not enough to create inflows to go higher and cross the midpoint to start dominating within the charts. And here we are in the most recent run from 9 cents all the way up to 13, 16 cent area on these 2 dates. It did not cross over. Yes, it got a bull indicator. Yes, it did a full transition from the dip to the rip area of white with red borders to bright green bars, but no inflows over the midpoint. Outflows continue to dominate, and it's going to be crucial for these inflows to pick back up and at least head towards the midpoint, guys, and switch from red to green to start trying to reflect some of that strength into the charts as we see it, right? And in the process, possibly get a bull indicator and cancel out this bear indicator. But right now, outflows are dominating, and we are here fighting to see if the 10-cent area holds, right? The bulls are putting up a fight here, trying to hold itself up to not retest the 52-week lows and the lows that we've seen recently, right? So here we are with the 10-cent area trying to hold. On the 30-minute, inflows are green but below the midpoint, and on the 15-minute, we just got a bull indicator and these inflows are above the midpoint. It's going to be crucial for these inflows to continue to push up higher to reflect that strength and hold true this bull indicator and cancel out this bear indicator. And the first support level I would watch is the 9-cent area. Then below that is the 8-cent area, and then below that level comes the 5-cent area. Now, to the upside, if this strength continues on the 15-minute and can roll over into the 30-minute, get it back over the midpoint, cancel this bear indicator, get that strength to reflect into the chart, and get a bull indicator in the process, the first resistance is 12-cent area, and then above that comes the 15-cent area. Those are the key levels I'm watching to the downside and to the upside, and we want these inflows to cross over not just on the 15-minute, but here on the 30-minute, and eventually start to pull up the 1 hour with it towards the midpoint, guys, to eventually end up going from red to green and closer to the midpoint. So these are the key levels I'm watching to the upside and to the downside. I'm going to watch these inflow versus outflows very carefully as they're getting pretty close here on the 30-minute, and on the 15-minute, it has actually crossed and it's above it. It's a pretty close one here. Needs to continue pushing higher. Just got a bull indicator canceling yesterday's bear indicator, and that's going to be crucial. And I'm going to watch the bull and bear indicators as well. If one can pop up here on the 30-minute to cancel out this bear indicator from way up here at around the 13-cent area from March 31st. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money. So here we are with Google, ticker symbol GOOGL, with inflows above the midpoint on the 4-hour with a bull indicator here and approaching some key resistance levels, right? It slightly broke above 107, 108 area. The next one above that is 112 and then comes up here 115. Now, could it gap up higher to those levels? Sure, that's possible. But I found this very interesting and I'm going to share with you guys an option contract that had very high volume compared to its open interest. And what makes it more interesting is tomorrow we will know how much of that volume translated to open interest, and that tells us how many of those put holders are actually holding this position and swing trading it into the new week, expiring this week alone, which is pretty risky, but they may know something, or they're betting or hedging on the possibility of it going in the money or going up in value. Now, none of that is guaranteed, and in no shape or form am I stating to buy, sell, or hold any positions in Google, whether it's shares or options. This is for informational purposes only and entertainment purposes, and I hope you guys learned something new from this information, right? So here we are with Google sitting with strength here on the 4-hour, but when we zoom in and we look at this from the 30-minute, you could see outflows have begun and it's pulling downwards, still under a bull indicator, and same thing here on the 15-minute, right? Really close there to the midpoint as you see it, and it's going to be crucial if these outflows continue to go lower. I'm going to be watching that, and it could start to give bearish confirmations, right? Because the bearish confirmations are what are going to justify why these put holders are even in these positions and why a lot of that open interest has actually translated over, right? Because it went from volume into open interest. Volume is the trading days volume activity. Open interest is how many positions are held into the close and the next following day. So very critical to keep that in mind. So very important here how these outflows are beginning, and also you see it here on the 1-hour, but there needs to be bear indicators and also bearish confirmations of weakness to start to reflect into the chart so that that could go ahead and confirm why the possibility is there. Now, what's interesting is going into the close, it's exactly at 108.42, and the strike price of these positions is 108, just a few cents away. Now, here we have it where you have the volume being 6,149 and 427 open interest on a day that these contracts are down over 50% from the open, and it's a day where the calls were dominating, right? Up 200, 300%, and you could see it there, that bull indicator on the 15-minute chart, on the 30-minute and 1-hour, and when those inflows crossed over, a full move there from 105 to 109. Now, could these put holders be betting that these outflows will begin? Well, if they do, it could quickly start to reflect into the chart, and some of them may be looking for a possible of the gap to go down. Now, they probably don't have 42 vision, but they're looking for bearish confirmations, whatever it is, that confirms that for them. For us, here on 42 vision, we use the bull and bear indicators and these outflow and inflow crossovers to add those extra layers of confirmation. So very interesting stuff here, how much of that open interest is going to translate over, right? Because we have volume here that can translate into open interest. The more of it that translates over to open interest, the more confirmation that these put holders are betting on the possibility going into this week that 108 could end up in the money. So it's not guaranteed, but that's a huge amount. And you could see it here on 107, 106. These are nearly up 10x, right, of the open interest to volume ratio, which means that there's a lot of volume coming in for XYZ reasons. We don't know exactly why, but once those bearish confirmations come into the chart, it is something to not ignore and overlook, especially on a day that Google went up nearly $5. Very interesting stuff. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.